Hello, everybody, and welcome to Monarchs Mocha for a Wednesday. Let me adjust the camera there. Glad you're along. Dan Vaughn with you. Kind of an odd angle. I look kind of. Should I move over here? I got good lighting here, but I had to. Well, anyway, I'm doing the show for here at the hotel because of the doubleheader today. We got an earlier start time, earlier bus. Can't go to the exotic places here in Sioux City, but I do have my trusty refrigerator right here. And I grab myself a little iced tea. Got to grab some iced coffee across the street at the Casey's in a minute, but they do have the iced tea there. All right, let you guys get in real quickly here. And thumbs up, you're hearing me. I think you guys are hearing me. I'll go ahead and check real quickly here. Well, he's got to kind of do a little check to make sure we're rocking and rolling. As we're a little bit of there's always a little delay in the lives, and let me go over here and just kind of give a little quick little check and make sure it's a thumbs up and we're able to go. Anyway, let everybody kind of get in. Questions, comments, they're always available, as we're always take those right here. And let me just kind of put this up here and see if I'm hearing myself. I do hear myself, so we're all good. Anyway, good to see you guys. A good afternoon, a little before lunchtime. We're not that late today. We're doing pretty good. Making it. Let me bring this down. Okay, where do we start? Maybe I should turn this just a little. No, just a little bit this way. My messy the bed's not been made yet. WD-40, you're gonna be very upset with me. I haven't made the bed yet. But anyway, what are you gonna do? Okay, what happened last night? 12-3 Monarchs are winners. Really nothing to sneeze at there. It was one of those nights that really, even when you fell behind, it was 1-0. The Monarchs hit, and granted, I was going through my technical difficulties at the time, but I was able to look up and see that, hit the ball hard there, hit the ball hard there. There were 3 consecutive balls on the right side that were all total of about 3 feet from being in the right field. So you could just tell they were getting some contact, seeing the ball well, and they did. And that second time through, this lineup does, when it's on, that's really, really get after it. Last night, Kansas City total of 13. Again, double figures in runs, which you hear me allude to that on the highlight reel in a moment. Got a 2-run home run from Charcer Burks, and that got you a 2-1 lead, despite the fact I was still messing with the technical stuff and using different score sheets. And Dan do what Dan does. But it really was that 4th inning in the 5th inning, a 2-run 4th, 5-run 5th. Colin Willis had a heck of a night last night. Willis loved the pitching. Yeah, and again, a lot of this is offense, but Kenny brings up a very good point. And all that being said, with the Willis 6 RBIs, Kiva Sampson 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. The solid outing. I mean, maybe if you want to nitpick, and I guess you could. The 4 walks kind of tough, but when you get 6 punch outs, kind of offsets that a little. And he held him to only 3 hits. And that's the big thing. The walk may have been there. He's throwing strikes. He works quickly. I know at one point, one of the walks, he wasn't happy with himself. And you watch his composure. He steps off behind the hill, kind of collects himself, really deliberately collects himself, resets, and then boom, strikes out the next 2. That's that kind of arm you've got there. And Sampson's a guy that I think we haven't probably talked enough about. A, because of a smaller sample size, and B, we just probably been so much time in this offense. And who can blame us, right? I mean, when you hit 19 home runs in a 4-game series, who can blame you? But that being said, I think he slots right into where you want a guy to be for a postseason run of this league. I think you've got a guy that can carry you, and I don't think he's quite 100% stretched out, but he was – what did he throw last night? He threw 103 pitches last night. So maybe, if he cuts the walks down to 2, he probably gets you 110 into 7 or through 7. I can see that happening. But And the bullpen was very good last night. The debut of Jeremy Rhodes. He gave up the 1-earned run, was a tough break. Infield single kind of deal. Got to grow and bounce back after he had the walks the last time out, strike out an inning. And Jacob Lindgren an inning, a hit. And that got the Monarchs over the hump last night. 12-3 final last night, but Kenny brings up a very good point. And again, I will take your questions and comments here in this one, but let's jump to the standings first. You know what? Let's not do that. What's Vaughn doing? Let's go ahead and roll this. Let's roll this in 3, 2, 1. Last night's good news highlights of a 12-3 winner in Sioux City. Two one high out toward left field. That's pretty well hit at the track. That ball is going to be way out of here. That's a 2-run home run. See you later. The Monarchs doing what the Monarchs do. Another home run for the league-leading Bombers in this league. Here's a liner right side. Base hit out toward right field. They're going to wave Gillespie around. Throw from right field. It's not cut off. He will score standing. Almeida hits one out towards center field. Drifting back is Monhay. Still going at the track, off the wall. That'll score a run. Almeida will motor. He's motoring to 2. He's got a double. And Alexis Almeida with a double. And Almeida makes it a 4-1 lead for Kansas City. 3-2 payoff. Inside, he walked in, ball 4. Run will come home. The Monarchs have a 5-2 lead. Here's the pitch. Chopper up the middle. That got him through. That's a base hit. 1 run is home. Rounding third is another. It'll be a pair of runs coming on from Imanel Isabel, scoring 2 right there in Kansas City. Adds to the lead. Let toward left center field. That's a base hit. That'll score 1. Here comes another. It's 9-2 Kansas City. Connell Willis launching a line shot to left center. Done and dusted. Here's a high out toward right field. That's pretty well hit. On the run, at the track, at the wall. That ball will be out of here. See you later. Connell Willis will touch them all. He has his 14th. RBIs 50, 51, and 52. 2-2. A little one-hopper toward the mound. It got behind him. There is McCullough, though. Off-balance throw to first in time. He got him, and you can notch this one. Hey, good news. Tuesday night. Throw from right field. It's not cut off. He will score standing. Almeida hits one out towards center field. Drifting back is Monhay. Still going at the track, off the wall. That'll score a run. Almeida will motor. He's motoring to 2. He's got a double. And Alexis Almeida with a double. And Almeida makes it a 4-1 lead for Kansas City. 3-2 payoff. Inside, he walked in, ball 4. Run will come home. The Monarchs have a 5-2 lead. Here's the pitch. Chopper up the middle. That got him through. That's a base hit. 1 run is home. Well, you guys get the point right there. The Monarchs do what they had to do last night with the win. I don't know why. The internet in some of these towns is brutal. I'm in a hotel and I'm lagging and dragging, and it's brutal. You almost have to. The unfortunate thing is, and this is just me kind of venting to you folks. You almost have to tether every time on the road now, even in the now, not all the hotels, but most of them. I mean, where were we at? We were in. It was Fargo where my internet didn't work at all in the back of the hotel. Was it Fargo? No, it wasn't Fargo. Yeah, wherever we were. It was somewhere recently where I was in the back, around the back of the hotel. And I had no trouble last time we shot from downstairs here. So maybe tomorrow we'll shoot from downstairs. But anyway, sorry about that. You guys got those highlights, so you saw it. The point was the Monarchs doing it. I'll take your questions and comments here. A couple things about the broadcast tonight. Again, we do start early, so there is that. We'll be on at 4:30 Monarchs Live at 4 with the lineup card. Also, Jack Johnson will have to say special, one of those Jack Johnsons pull the curtain back previews between game 1 and 2. I got to put together a couple of things when we get in the ballpark, this date in Monarchs history, and also some 101, some bonus for you. We got a lot of time to a lot of programming tonight, 14 innings coming to you, and hopefully we'll sort out as well the audio situation last night. I don't know what happened. My end was fine. There was no issue with MixLR. I've checked around. There was no issue. There's just, from time to time in this town, we've had issues in the ballpark. I love theyese people here. They're sweethearts. And I like them a lot, but there are times that we've had internet trouble. And this goes back to my times in the Railcats. So there's been some issues before. This is not the first time that's happened, but we've had to tether before from here, and we may have to do it again tonight. But last night, I do apologize. We were bumped off. If you were listening to the audio at least a dozen times or more, and when you're trying to call the game and looking to make sure you're still in the lane, it's kind of like texting and driving. You just can't do it, right? You know as well as I do, you can't text on the freeway. Well, that's what my broadcast was like last night, which it affects McCall, it affects you guys, and it makes the call suck, and it makes the product, what I put on the air, suck, and it upsets me. But I can't do much about it because I have to somehow make sure, and I went 40 minutes at one point, not even know we weren't in the air properly. If it wasn't with the booth cam I had going, I would have never known for probably an hour. So again, I don't know what the answer is in the league, but there's been some issues across the league, and I don't know what the league has some standard issues media-wise that they have to have, that you have to do, and we do those in Kansas City. I can't say everybody does. Sioux City does all the requirements they do. Connor does a phenomenal job. This is not Connor. It's an internet issue. Just like we had some issues ourselves back early going. We had major issues. You guys recall back at home, we had major issues. We got those solved. This is not a media relations department thing, but it's something that we have to sort. It was more team stream. And as this league goes forward streaming, you've got to make an ability for us all to be able to stream. And that's all I'm saying. But it was funny because I'm trying to do the game, and I'm also trying to see if we're on the air, and I'm looking away. I mean, you can't broadcast a game like that. It's like playing, it's like pitching and try to, do your homework on the mound. You just can't do it. Can't do it that way. That's not. So anyway, hopefully we'll get out to the ballpark quick enough and get that going. Questions and comments with you guys. Let me get the standings up for you too. Weird night last night. It was one of those nights where everything sort of started or was about to start, but then there was this crazy rainstorm there in the Chicagoland, even up to Milwaukee, because the Milwaukee game, it's funny because the Gary game started because they're on the south side around the southeast side of Chicagoland. And then, the Milkmen are 115 miles away the direction, and they got their game going, basically ready to go. Those two it was the games in the middle that got washed away. And then eventually both games, that storm spun around and got them all. So they all got knocked out last night. Only games that got in the books are the ones played not in Chicagoland and Milwaukee. So here we go. Standings around the league right there. Milwaukee will have to make up the pair today with Lincoln. They are 2.5 games clear. Chicago Dogs also washed away with Winnipeg. They'll play a pair tonight. And then Fargo is 4 back. They're in that third position, although Winnie is 8.5 back. They're 3 out of, or it's like 4.5 out of the postseason race. A doubleheader win for them today, though, could definitely help their fortunes. King County lurking below 500 by game. They're 10.5 back. They've really got to get going, though. They got 6.5 games to make up. Not impossible, but they've got to really roll. We've seen George Samuels' clubs do this before, though. And then it's down south, Kansas City, Cleburne, Lincoln, Sioux City. Cleburne, by virtue of their win last night in Sioux Falls, that ball game did get in the books. That means they're now firmly in second by game, 10.5 behind Kansas City. Lincoln, with the not playing last night, basically Sioux City playing, dropped them behind Lincoln, but Lincoln's got a doubleheader. So they're ahead in the loss column, but a double dip today. Sioux City was to win one of the 2 today, and Lincoln was to lose 2 or whatever. There's all kinds of scenarios in place. Really, for all the teams in the division, it's 24 back for Sioux Falls, 40 back for Houston. And you can say this about every team pretty much in general, but every team in the division is in control of their own destiny. Kansas City, Cleveland, Sioux City, and Lincoln. Everybody has their own thing to say. I got a chance to listen to Connor. I think Connor Ryan does a really good job here in Sioux City, and listen to him a little bit. And he brought a very good point up that I've talked about this before already, prior to the big win streak last week, that you won nothing yet. And being 10.5, if you win the division by 12 games, 100 games, or 2 games, you still win the division, right? That being said, you want to go in on your best foot. You want to keep the momentum going. That's why I think it's very important to keep doing what you're doing. Play your 500 on the road, win your home series, churn it out, do what you've been doing, and just keep plugging right along. You don't want to take any time off, because what you don't want to do is kind of go into a tailspin, still holding to the division, but then face a team that's red hot to come in. And as long as you're playing as long as you're doing what you're doing, you should be fine. This is a very special team and a very special time right now, and I encourage all fans to embrace it and enjoy the ride, enjoy what's going on. Let's not get not too in front of our surfboards here, but our skis or water skis, whatever it is you want to talk about. But anyway, just kind of throw that out there. Because Connor brought a good point up. He also brought a good point up too. And I want to talk more about this in the broadcast and more tomorrow. But the resiliency of this ball club, and I want to tell you what really is important here. This ball club have already answered whether or not players can get released, trained, and transferred still. Yes, they can. Yes, that's why. Did that come up, or I missed that? But yes, WD-40, that's still in play. I don't know if that'll happen as much because of the tail end of the season, but it's still, yes, very much in play. Very much in play. But we've always seen, though, toward this time of year, there's fewer and fewer transfers anyway. Now, the trade market will be different. That'll be a whole different story. I suspect, and this is just me suspecting, that Kansas City will try to bolster either the bullpen or a piece in the rotation, which is kind of when Joe's calling card over the years. In 18 and 19, he made late moves for the bullpen. He also made a late move offensively in 19. I think this club probably will make a move, perhaps one of those two pieces, the bullpen or a rotation piece, or 2 bullpen pieces. I can see that happening. Just see that happening. But I have not heard anything any more than that. I just think that's just, if you watch what's gone on over the years. Connor brought a real good point up. There were 3 big pieces for Sioux City they're missing. Jared Walker went to the Texas Rangers. What was that? Back in July, late June, somewhere in there. Matt Poperico, in midway through July, when they were in Kansas City, he left, their closer. And then Nate Sampson's been hurt. He's got an ankle that's done. He brought up some very good points. And this is from a Sioux City standpoint. I'm going to flip this whole conversation to a Kansas City standpoint. So I want you to kind of hear me out here. For example, when Jared Walker left, they were 16 and 10. They've gone 23 and 25 since. Okay, that's a big bat. You lose him. That hurts. Poperico, their closer, they were 28 and 19. They've gone 11 and 16 since, losing their closer since he left. So 11 and 16 since Poperico left. That was 17 games ago when the Monarchs swept them in Kansas City. They've gone 11 and 16. Nate Sampson, they were 25 and 14 when he went down. They're 14 and 21 when he left, since he's left, 7 games under. Those are all very big reasons why Sioux City's reeling a bit, why they've really struggled to get traction. Replace and recover is what Connor was mentioning in his broadcast, and he's right on. He's right on about that. And I think what you've got to remember, this goes back to 2017. Remember, I told you to buy in 17. I was trying to buy in. When Joe Capietra let Zach Walters get picked up. Didn't let him. He was transferred to the Royals. And you lost your best bat. And how are you going to recover that? And we've seen it time and time again. Yon Hernandez is gone, and that's a huge loss. And the team did lose initially 2 ball games, when lost the Friday night before he was gone, and then lost the Saturday he was transferred. Won the next day, then came home and did what they've done. The next two, granted lost the 2 or 3 in Fargo, but came home and won those homestands. Replace and recover. And that's what this program is all about. I was telling the interns here yesterday, what we do in Kansas City, and you've heard me say this 1,000 times, is unique. It's what we do. The culture is to move players on and replace and recover. And that's what this club has done time and time again. I throw in Kivas Sampson, great example. Justin Donatello, great example in the pitching side of things right there. 2 rookies, Gunnar Groen, Brock Gilliam. That's just your pitching staff. Okay, we've seen the limited one outing for Jeremy Rhodes. I don't think Jeremy Rhodes is here, one for the fact that Justin Donatello is here having success, and that other guys are having success. Guys, Delbert Siri having success. These players know each other. They know their track record. They do look. I told you last night on the broadcast that Jeremy mentioned to me he knew we were playing well. He knew that the team had not had an off day. Then you throw in a guy, Isabel, to go in with a club that's already got what the club's got. And, Charcer Burks, Alexis Almeida, recover, replace, and over again. And, I think that's huge. I think that's a huge part of what this program's all about. And I'll take it one step further. I hope fans are as happy and as proud as I am, because I know Joe's proud. He wants to make you proud. But I think it's really cool. I know the front office is we have a lot of new people in our front office, and that's not a crime. And they're learning this thing. And they're learning that, wow, okay, we lost our best hitter, but look at this guy. Hit bookend home runs in a 4-game sweep. Big RBIs last night. I believe he's got 8 RBIs. I believe that's right. Or is it 9 since last Thursday? Replace and recover, recover and replace. And that's what separates clubs in this league. If you're going to do it this way, if you're not going to transfer players and be a partner at the big leagues, I get it. But that's the idea. And this is what this franchise does, and you're seeing it. And again, I'll go back to 19 to 18. I mean, I mentioned the Ryan Brett edition back at 18. There are additions out there. And we can go through a whole laundry list of them over the time. We talked about Akeem Bostic, who made his debut with the Mets 2 weeks ago. He was a guy on the 19 club that came in, replace and recover. I mean, you've been adding those pieces, and it doesn't always happen right away. For example, Jan Hernandez was gone a week and a half before you actually replaced him. And you don't really replace him, but you add, right? You add pieces. It took a while. It's taken a while to, we're still trying to sort of fight to the Diaz deal. That's kind of come through with the organization from within, with McGrain moving the back and Siri kind of getting that role, dual roles back there. You're still trying to replace a Brian Ellington. Doesn't happen overnight, but Kenny's right. It is unreal. But I think it's a cultural philosophy, and it's what you do in the independent leagues. Again, you won't get this in Omaha, Northwest Arkansas, wherever, Wichita. You're not going to get that. You don't get this replace and recover like that because it's a different situation. The replace and recover is going on at the big league level, not at AAA, AA, high A, low A, and so on. So that's where we go. All right, last call for questions and comments. I just thought it was interesting, just to kind of note, because I love how every team's got a story, and I don't think anybody's quite looked, and it's in our game notes here. Let's go through this real quick. Let me just kind of keep going on here. I need to get to lunch. I got a bus to catch in an hour and 15 minutes, plus game notes, and I guess I'll skip lunch today. I'm going to go backwards. Hernandez, Diaz, Cha, Mincy, Vasquez, Schaefer, now who's back now, so take him off the list, Baker, Martinez, Stout, Glowicki, and Bostic, who left opening day, Zach Weiss, who also left right before, who pitched in spring training. Tell me if you had all those parts. Now, granted, you wouldn't have space for all of them. What if you could pick 3 of those players back? Would this be the best team in the league in history? Probably. I mean, who wouldn't want to? If you throw in a Vasquez and Mincy back in the rotation, you feeling pretty good? You bring back Jan Hernandez, you feeling pretty good? The point is, that's a lot of really good, especially arms-wise. I mean, you don't think Eric Stout can win you some postseason games? What about Dylan Baker, Robinson Martinez? How about Gregory Vasquez? If those guys can't win, Cody Mincy's got good stuff. He can do it for you. Carlos Diaz, the back end. The point is, again, announcement. Isabel was an amazing. Yes, he is an amazing addition. Seems like a very nice young man. I had a chance to chat with him yesterday. He's a big dude. Sir, can I have your autograph, sir? Yes. New team coming into the. What do you mean? Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the team in Wisconsin? Am I missing something? Did I miss something today? Because I have been working out and I'm running crazy. Did I miss something? Let's see here. Just see. Is that what you mean? Are you meaning the that's got to be what you mean, right? Because I don't see anything on another new team. That's got to be what you mean. You're talking about the one in Lake. Wisconsin. Yes, Jim Bennett. And I'm congratulations to Jim Bennett. He was announced the manager yesterday. Congratulations to him. Manager of the year a couple of years ago in Fargo. He's a dear mate. I am so happy for him. And I've known this for a while. I've not said anything. Hey, Josh Tolles, my lips have been sealed. My mate Josh Tolles, I've known this for a while, and I've not said a thing about it. The Australians are new because Jim coaches over in Australia, but he's been named the manager of the new Lake Country. I keep saying it wrong. The Dogs, which will come out next year. So, that's an older one. But yeah, but Mom, they had an unveiling yesterday of Jim Bennett, their manager, and congratulations to Jim. So, okay, I got to get going here. We're back on tonight. AABaseball.tv, top of the hour. That's at 5:00. Doubleheader, a pair of sevens here. Yes. That's what you meant. Yes, Jim Bennett. And Jim is a really, again, love that guy. He's a good guy, phenomenal guy. And I'm so happy for him and his family. He's going to do well there. The league just got tougher with new manager in Lincoln, the manager there. And, by the way, we've got the best one here. This makes for more competition. More competition makes for everybody better, right? Doesn't it? Again, AABaseball.tv, top of the hour at 5. But I encourage y'all. Again, I'm to the point now where I'm really championing our broadcast. I know it was bad last night. I know that. And it was technical things that I had tried my hardest to overcome. But I hope you'll try to give us a chance on the radio side. We're working hard. I know Jack's got something for us tonight. We really try to bring you Negro Leagues Baseball Museum content as well. We talked about Satchel Paige last night and the 50th anniversary of his Hall of Fame induction, and give you Monarchs history and just give you a thorough pre and post and all that. And I know it's sometimes a little wheels off, but I invite you to join us. Take both browsers. Take the A Baseball browser, mute it. Although Connor's great. I love Connor. He's a phenomenal young man. But I'd love for you Monarchs folks to be able to listen to us on the Monarchs Broadcast Network. We'll begin at 4:30 today on Mixed LRs. So join us right there on the Monarchs Broadcast Network. I got to move along here. We got to get going. How I'm going to do it all. Hello, Burger King. I'm coming to see you. This will be the first fast food lunch I've had, except for Chick-fil-A, on the road this year. I've really fought hard to eat healthy on the road. It is so hard, but sometimes you just don't have enough time. Not enough time today. All right. Much love to you guys. I will see you on the broadcast tonight. Oh, you know what? I probably should give this too. Obviously, pitching matchup, Justin Schaefer and Jake Mathis for the Monarchs. I told you last night, Matt Quintana, a right-hander. It's going to be a lefty tonight. It's going to be, where are my notes here? Tonight, it will be Tyler Cook tonight. And then the to-be-named starter in Game 2, they don't know. So that's the situation from here. A lefty in Game 1. And we'll find out from Joe Capietra in the story with the ball club. Get a health report and all that coming up at 4:30 here from Sioux City. Much love to y'all. I say it every time. Let's be better tomorrow than we were today. Better tomorrow than we were today. There we go. Slower, Vaughn. And let's go get a win tonight. Let's go get a couple. keep going forward. We got a great team. What an exciting time. I'll see you on the broadcast tonight. Go Monarchs.